when you set up a taxonomy, what we often see, it's one of the steps that we always do in the onboarding with new customers, especially when they're international. That's the earlier you set this up, the better it is, because then you can already explain in all the trainings that you do with teams, and you can already communicate it to all the teams. Like, hey, when you set up a journey, think about these different labels and use them, because it will really help you to keep overview down the road. So yeah, the sooner you do it, the better it is, because then everyone can start using it from the start, and you don't have to retroactively go back to all of the journeys and things that have been created to tag them afterwards. So yeah, that's one thing I would say here. And then about who sets it up. Well, as we mentioned before, only admins can do it, because you don't want to have this explosion where everyone just creates tags left and right, and you can end up with a mess, because the tags are actually there to create overview and consistency, and the same type of format that can be used between different teams, countries, brands, you name it. So it is something that we would recommend to do as a co-creative exercise. Get some people together, get a few leads together, for example, and discuss with each other, hey, what are the types of cross sections that we want to make? What are the types of overviews that we need? And based on that, well, some of the examples that I showed before are some often occurring results of those types of conversations. But
in terms of these groups, would you mean then a product leader, a CX leader, and a design leader, or a research leader, or like who should be at least in the room? Like, walk me through it. I'm done. Like, who should be there?
I would definitely say, feel multiple perspectives represented indeed. So, definitely someone who represents the service design. But you might also think, of course, TheyDo is just the spider in the web. So there's a lot of inputs into TheyDo. There's a lot of outputs out of TheyDo. For example, you might want to get someone who knows a lot about some product owners, for example. What types of tags would be useful for them, or a business analyst, what tags would be useful for them, or someone at the C-level, maybe even. We see increasing use by people like that as well. What are the types of cross sections that they need? So once you know what types of views they need, then you can actually start designing different tags and labeling systems that you can use to make those views possible. So anyone that you pretty much want to be able to use TheyDo, get them in the room, ask them, hey, what do you need to see? And then set up the tags accordingly. Yeah.